to On the Shoulders of Medusa, the show where we embark on a captivating journey through the realm of brilliance and neurodiversity. I'm your host, Disa, and I'm thrilled to have you join us on this exploration of extraordinary minds and the intricate connections between brilliance and the diversity of human cognition. So the title On the Shoulders of Medusa is an homage to Isaac Newton. So some of you may remember that he was a key figure in the scientific revolution and most notably contributed to our understanding of gravity. If I have seen further, he wrote in a 1675 letter to fellow scientist Robert Hooke, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants. So science, just like technology, builds upon itself. So one person gives a contribution and then the next person and then the next person. So to use a real world example, if you were an archaeologist and during a dig, you came across a pair of spectacles. So what would that tell you about the owner and the time in which they lived? So it would tell you that they had the technology to make lenses. So that puts them past a certain time period in history. But maybe the metal was subpar, which puts them a certain time period behind present day. And you can't add the ability to transition from indoor to outdoor shading on UV protection if lenses haven't been created yet. So that's the kind of idea that somebody created the lenses, somebody does the UV protection, and it's just kind of building on top of each other. So the phrase on the shoulders of giants isn't just a nod to the predecessor. It means the current revelation probably could not exist without the contributions of those who came before. And those people were giants because they made big contributions. Now I'm going to get pretty personal here because we're friends at this point, right? So both of my parents were scientists. My sister and I were raised on dead things, dead cultures, dead animals, dead trees, tools that hadn't been touched in like a billion years. Not literally, just figuratively a billion, like a zillion, gajillion, bajillion years. My sister and I learned to tell the difference between an herbivore and a carnivore's fossilized poop. Yeah, it was a real cool childhood on one hand. On the other hand, my mother's undiagnosed mental illness left us traumatized and without a sense of identity. Her contributions as a trailblazer were solid, but her interpersonal skills, not so much. So throughout our podcast series, we're going to be joined by esteemed experts, researchers, and individuals who have experienced the intersection of brilliance and neurodiversity firsthand. So together, I hope we uncover stories behind some remarkable achievements, the challenges faced by neurodiverse individuals, and the broader implications for society. I want to keep this interesting for both of us. In between these intentions of interviews and the specific intentions that I mentioned earlier, I need to be able to love this, to keep doing it. And it's important to me. I've wanted to do this for a little while, and I want to research this myself, but also share my finding with other people, and maybe they can build something on top of that as well. So when I'm overwhelmed or stuck, my go-to topic has always been astronomy. I love learning about it. It helps me just completely forget everything else that's going on in the world. And just download information, right? And that's where I'm going to begin. So we're going to also talk about concepts and theories and things on other planets, and maybe some research in some other areas as well. I'm a regular person with an interest in astronomy, especially astronomy, but all the sciences. I'm not an astrophysicist. I'm not a scientist. I don't have any formal training in quantum mechanics, but I love to learn about this kind of stuff. And in order to keep it fun for me, through the slow or more negative bits, I will fall back on that because I love it and it's my go-to. And it just kind of keeps me happy about doing this. Sometimes people's personal lives can be so misaligned with the productivity of the professional lives that it can get kind of sad. And so I want to be able to keep this, like if it's getting too overwhelming, that I have something to fall back on and share with you guys that's a little bit maybe more positive. So you can expect episodes dedicated to exploring the genius minds of renowned figures who left an indelible mark on art, science, technology, literature, and more. We'll also dive into the realm of innovation, discussing how embracing neurodiversity can lead to groundbreaking advancements and also foster inclusive environments that nurture exceptional talent. But because charity starts at home, we will also peek at home lives with a delicate lens of empathy. And together, maybe you and I can add to the collective understanding vortex. As without, so within, as the saying goes, and you can't get more out and in than universal research or research on the universe and quantum research and the discovery of yourself. So stay tuned for our first episode coming soon. And until then, remember that your unique brilliance has the power to change the world, but more importantly, it can change your home. Thanks for growing with me.